Hi everyone, so today we're going to look at a comparison video of GoPro surfing in 2012 versus today. I found this footage on an old hard drive and it was about 4 or 5, maybe 8 files, something like that, all about 4 gig, and I thought that's a lot of files. So first point, I think something is different about compression or amount of information, because there was a lot more information back then when I was using the GoPro. Anyway, you can see behind me a bit of a screenshot of what I look like in 2012 and at Bondi Beach, and you can already see the image is a lot flatter. None of these images are graded. I haven't put any filters on them. Same with the more modern ones, but you can already see it's kind of a bit of a different perspective. This is actually one of the best shots in the whole thing. Because it's being vain here, better shot of me. You can see I've got a few dots on my face because I've been to the skin specialist. One of the perils of surfing, especially in Australia, high sun exposure, have to get things zapped off your face. So I haven't put any makeup on, just keeping it real. Anyway, let's move on and start with our video. So what you'll notice here is what I call groin cam. I'm going to have to turn it down a bit. It doesn't matter. I did rehearse mixing this and it doesn't matter. It's still kind of wrong. But what you can see is I've got a spring suit on. So I haven't worn one of those for a while. Bought one. You know, I'm not focusing too much there, but it's a very flattering wetsuit. And then here I am waxing my board. So back then, I promise you this is about GoPro, but the board I had was like an epoxy. It was called a Mark Richards Mustang. And I had this weird blue wax, so I am using it here. I've never bought blue wax or encountered it since, but I'm waxing up here, and I've got I'll probably drop the audio all the way out because it's a bit unbearable in my headphones. We'll try and mix it over here in OBS, but I'm religiously waxing this board, and what I've got is a GoPro wrist mount on my right hand. And a lot of people said, oh, that board's too small for you. And I kind of got rid of this. I sold it because maybe it didn't have enough float. But I do have getting a lot of waves on it. And also, I'm driving a very shitty Ford Territory then. Very comfortable car. And then me squinting and looking at the screen. So back, it was probably like a GoPro 3 or 4, which would have had that monochrome screen with you did the bips and you had to adjust the settings by doing different sequences. So not like the more modern ones with the touchscreen. So these were notoriously hard to work out what was going on and to set. But it looks like I've just got wide. It was probably 30. I don't know what the frame rate was that they offered back then. There's no slow-mo in this, so I would suspect that it would have just defaulted to 30 frames a second. And just as max quality. We're walking out on the beach. This looks like second ramp or towards the south end. Getting a bit dizzy with hip cam here. And a beautiful day in Bondi. Getting out amongst it. Back then and you can just Google 2012 GoPro. I think it was with the case, so they had it in a plastic case, which was another product, and you would put your GoPro in there. I've lost a few because I didn't have the case snapped shut properly. You used to have to sort of tension snap it. And then, just before we go on, and then you would have to also screw it into a mount. And the point of view here, I think the wrist was good because you could still paddle and still make an angle, and it wasn't hanging off the front of your board because some people, and it is true, the board ends up dictating the style of the surf because you're worried about the shot, and then other people are looking at you like, oh, there's a dickhead with a GoPro. So there's a few factors involved with how you set it up, and I did have it mounted on the front of the board at one point, pointing back at me, but I think that people are more interested in actually seeing the shot. Pointing back at yourself is only really useful if you're in the tube. So yeah, some half decent shots here. I did scrub through all this footage and just get... So I'm able to shoot a bit of myself. And here we are on the board. And you can see there's a bit of condensation. It could be, I think that's on the outside of the lens. So if you have your Rain X, which is this stuff you'd put on the lens to... Oh, there we go, another left-hander. To stop the water sort of frosting, make it bead a bit more. So here I'm out in the surf, out the back, looking and trying to adjust the settings. So look, the shots aren't bad, but not all of it's like this. Most of it is groin cam of me with my right arm semi-submerged and you just looking at my groin. And the amount of files, like there was about 8 4 gig files, and I don't have that. The files aren't that big anymore because I just stop and start it. And I think maybe that either the compression's changed or the way I manage the files has changed because it's stopping and starting, and you can set it up with voice command, which I don't really trust, or the beep beep, so you know when it's recording and not. But I always double check. So the style of managing it has changed, but it's still a pain in the ass having a GoPro in the water because it dictates the style of the surf. So here we go there, another left-hander. You're getting a few of them. And underwater, so overall I would say the image is not too bad. It's a kind of wide-ish shot, but it does feel a little bit claustrophobic, like you're locked into this one angle. Which you'll see later when you have a mouth mount. Just, it's a lot better. And also the audio. So when I've tried to talk to the camera, I'll just turn it down so you're not missing much here, but when you're trying to talk to the camera, it was very shit at hearing your voice, and the sound is kind of muffled in general, is what I'd say about it. This was most of it. Like, this is me paddling, but this is most of what the footage was. Just slogging through water, paddling out the back. So you don't really get a sense of story or what I'm going through or anything like that. So obviously in the edit, I forgot to cut this out. Keep going here. There we go, groin cam. Back again. But the image is very flat. That's constantly having to check it. And it's, this is not a bad shot, and you can get a perspective on the south end of Bondi. But you feel cut off with the audio. Whereas when I'm on the rescue board, that's where I shoot most of my stuff on now. You can really get a sense of the power of the water. You can hear people around you occasionally. And here comes another wave. Oh, that's a duck dive. Scrub through. I'm glad I didn't post this because it's not that exciting. But purely it's for comparison. This could be one. Yep, going left again. I do the second half of this video get some. So unfortunately the shot's kind of ruined because there's a whole bunch of water beating happening there. And another left, and we wipe. This is just to give you a sense of the turbulence, but you can't really. And yeah, you can see me, I go wipe out there. But you can't actually hear it. Another left. And another left. This one's a longer ride. I must be, that person's quite far out, that swimmer, so. So what you're getting here is one angle, me surfing the one left-hander on the backhand. Oh, no, he's gone right. Still going. And a pretty flat. I don't even know the white balance is that good, if it's washed out or anything. But it's certainly not ideal. Okay, there's a little bit of a shot of Bondi. Profile shot. I think that's the one I screenshotted. Up again. Even the takeoff. So with the GoPro and the mouth mount, you're getting everything. But here, you're just getting me dipping my hand into the water. And there were other options, like you could have the one which was the chest mount, but then you'd have to wear the whole bib. I did have the one going right again. It's not bad. But I think I could have angled it up more. Oh, it even does a cutback. You can get the one which attaches to your head, which looks completely ridiculous. And then I did that once and it just washed off. Another right-hander. So if I'd open the angle up a bit more, then we would have a better experience. But kind of people were working out back then. Okay, another right-hander. It's not like I didn't get a lot of waves in this session. And it looks like there's a bit of size too. And this board is quite fast. And maneuverable. So I'm keen to get another glass board. But maybe with a few more liters. So it makes it a bit easier. Up again. I think there's a few more left. About 40 seconds left on the video. But you can see the overall experience is a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit repetitive. You're not getting the other senses of audio or ambient sounds. But I am moving. I am moving quite fast. Another right. I call a guy off this wave, which is a very rare occurrence. I'm not really aggressive in the surf. But this board, it just does go. I didn't realize it was so fast. I have to get another board. Another glass board, I think. All right, so that's that whole video, and you can see what happens. So let's just compare it, right, to my modern videos. So this is one of my favorites. I shot this about a year ago, but it is up on YouTube. You can get it in 4K if you want. I'm not going to play it at that res because it won't make any difference. So I put some music behind it. It's creatively one of my favorite videos. I'm going to turn the audio right down. Look, I'll just give you a sample of what it sounds like if I turn it up a bit. Turn the audio down, but I love this music. But you can see it's a much more interesting open angle. It's with the mouth mount. It's a big day. You're getting a wide view. You could have shot this in 60 or maybe 120. I think it's like 4K 60, something like that. With stabilization. I didn't really talk about that. I thought it was not too bad on the 2012 version, but this, you know, okay, look, we're still getting a foggy lens, but overall, if we just scroll forward, you can go to my channel and look at this if you want. I could still hit it with a Rain X if I wanted to. Look at that clear, beautiful image. And then you can hear all the grunting and moaning if the music wasn't there. Hang on, I've got no audio at all here. I just like to, I can hear it, but maybe you can't. So you can see this is GoPro, modern GoPro. This kind of stuff. Oh, she's stalled here. Am I running? That's only 1080. But here we're bouncing along North Bondi. You got the beautiful. You can see the rip clearly. You can see how big it is. You can see like this is a particularly great shot. Water coming in. Even if you're not a surfer, you can kind of. That's, you know, a sizable wave. Bang. So if we go to kind of my most recent one, this is with no. This is completely raw. There's a bit of white noise here. But if we scroll forward, this is where the mouth mount. You can hear my breath. Me panicking. You see my hands come up. Then I'm just getting hammered by these sets. Bit of fogging. Rolling the board. Holding it in my mouth. The only disadvantage with the mouth mount is that it kind of keeps your mouth slightly open. So when you're duck diving, you have to blow water out. I don't know how Nathan Florence does it and never loses the mouth mount. And the thing is, it's a big orange thing. I've got a floaty on it. So if I do lose it, and a lanyard, which is orange. So it's kind of obvious and it looks a bit stupid. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I don't take it out that often. Only in exceptional fun waves where I can have to myself. And I don't want to ruin someone else's experience because I'm nursing with stupid GoPro. But look, you can see it's the rescue board. You can see I've got another head on the set on the head. You can see me getting turned around. You can see the whole beach. Like the experience and the overall the colors. So it just hit quite clearly 3 on the head, 3 waves on the head, and you're kind of not locked in. this claustrophobic experience. You can see everything. It's the whole deal. It's great. The sound's much better. The image is much richer. On both these current videos, you can see how much richer. Especially in that last video, the yellow board pops, whereas everything was kind of flat in the other video. That's pretty much it, folks. I'm going to leave it there. That is, let's just go home, or even here, or you know where I'm going. Thanks so much for watching. That's my comparison video of GoPro 2012 and modern GoPro. Hope you enjoy it. If you like it, then like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you soon.